Hi, I'm here today with Simone Demici from Prosperity Financial Group. Simone, hi.
Hi, Kerry.
Simone, in your view, how important is cash flow management for people who want to create wealth?
Well, cash flow management is imperative to create wealth. Essentially, cash flow is income versus expenses or outgoings. So if your outgoings are more than your income, then you're going to get yourself into some trouble. So it's very important to have positive cash flow management to ensure that you've got a surplus to create wealth.
Okay, that's cool. So what does, if somebody created a cash flow management plan, what would they be actually looking to achieve?
Positive cash flow. So
Yeah.
essentially what they need to do is they need to tally up their income and then tally up their expenses and work out whether the income is in surplus to the expenses. So I guess it's a bit like budgeting.
Yeah, naughty word, but it's cool. Of the people that you've dealt with, have you got anyone who has done cash flow management well? And how did that impact their affairs? How did it work to their advantage?
Well, with positive cash flow, firstly and foremostly, their stress levels are much less because obviously they're not worried about where their money's coming from to pay for their expenditure. And they've been able to have surplus, so they've been able to use that surplus to generate or to go down a wealth creation plan, which obviously has been a benefit for them in the future.
Have you any examples how that's actually impacted on somebody's ability to create wealth? Someone who's had good cash flow?
Absolutely. With good cash flow, some people are able to set up wealth creation strategies that you can utilise surplus cash on a regular basis. Certainly, there's many strategies for that, but for these people, they were able to pay their bills, pay their family expenses, and be able to save for the future.
Have you had any clients, Simone, who have had good cash flow and what positive effect that might have had for their affairs?
Oh, absolutely. In fact, some clients haven't been very disciplined in their cash flow, and after implementing a good cash flow management system, not only have they been able to create some wealth for the future using their surplus, but they've actually been able to go on annual holidays.
Well, that's good. So you've had clients who actually were missing out on annual holidays until they organised their cash flows.
Absolutely.
And has that flowed out in other areas of their lives?
Well, of course, they're spending more time with their family now. They've got a couple of children, and the dad works quite hard generating the income, and it was great for them to be able to get away every year and have some time as a family.
Yeah, that's right. Now, the other end of the scale, have you had any clients who have had poor cash flow management, and how has that impacted their lives?
Well, there's very different ends of the spectrum when you're talking about poor cash flow management. Certainly, a lot of people have poor cash flow management, and it can impact them very significantly or not very significantly. But most of the time, those that do have poor cash flow management systems tend to live week by week or pay to pay. They struggle to pay their utilities, which can sometimes result in them being turned off and additional charges. And in other cases, there's been some clients that have had to go and use credit. So their end product, or what they've actually purchased, has actually cost them more because they've had to fund it with credit.
I've had a number of clients who've come to me for help, and their affairs have been so chaotic and disordered, and yet not too much work can create order in that. And my take on that is that once clients can see their affairs, they begin to understand it and act sensibly. It's not that they don't act sensibly, it's just that they can't see the picture. How do you help your clients see the picture?
Just to simplify things, most of the time it is chaotic because it is chaotic. You've got credit cards, you've got utility bills, you've got school fees, you've got this, that and the other. It's very hard to keep up with it all. So if you can simplify it by perhaps even budgeting to put some money into an account that pays for your monthly expenditure and just allowing yourself your everyday living expenses, then that can often assist not just with cash flow, but certainly with your stress levels and with the stress levels of the family.
Simone, you've mentioned stress a couple of times. There's no doubt that poor cash flow management causes stress. How does that map out in your clients' lives or people who you've seen who've been suffering from this?
Oh, it can map out in all sorts of forms and fashions. Sometimes physiologically, whereby people actually are or become sick because they're stressed so much. Sometimes it can affect their relationships and can end up in divorce or issues in the marriage. It can be very stressful when you can't manage your affairs.
I read a statistic once, and I won't state its validity, but I read a statistic that 80% of divorce was started by financial affairs. It mightn't have been the issue they ended up with, but you know how it is when you get a niggle in a relationship, it grows. Would you sort of agree with that through your experience?
Oh, without a doubt. Yeah, without a doubt, it always tends to be, or mostly because of stress levels with finances.
Okay, thank you, Simone. It's really lovely of you to come, and thank you very much for your input.
Thank you, Kerry.